In this video, I'm going to be busting some real estate myths, bad advice that you might hear from people if you're thinking about starting your own business. After being in the real estate industry for almost 20 years, being a high-performing agent for 15 of those, starting my own business in 2016 from my apartment and building it up to a staff of 50 and now doing over $350 million in real estate transactions per year, I've heard a lot of myths and we're here to uncover the truth today. So another business I have is I help other agents to start, run and grow their own real estate business. And so I send out to our entire network of agents that have started their business with us, what are some myths that you heard when you were starting your own business? What is some bad advice that was given to you from outsiders that were trying to dissuade you from making that big move of starting your own business? I sent that out to the whole network and I did get a lot of responses, but just to cut the video a bit shorter, I just picked 3 of the best responses that I got, 3 myths that are currently told to many agents before they start their business, and I thought I'd share them with you and my thoughts around each of those myths. So first of all, we've got Bailey Sims from Pine Property Partners. Let's have a listen to Bailey's myth.
G'day Dan, one of the points and things that I'd like to disprove almost is advice I was given before opening our business. I was told I was too young. Being in early 20s, that people wouldn't trust, they wouldn't want to go with somebody that doesn't have the 10 years of experience, doesn't know how to run the business. I can categorically tell you for a fact that was not true. I have not had an issue being the agents that we are. If anything, it has helped us, it has not hindered us, and our clients are more inclined to work with us, our prospective people. They want to work with a team that are giving it a go, and yeah, I can bust that myth here today.
Massive point. Bailey Sims from Pine Property Partners, one of our fantastic partners and actually youngest business owner in the network, absolute superstar in the making. And he raised some very valid points. That is a common one you will hear if you are a young person. You're too young to start your own business. I'm telling you, it's a total load of shit. It reminds me of when I got into real estate. I was super young. Wow, I looked like 17. I was actually 22. People said, you look so young, no one's gonna list your property with you. But what I did is I just worked harder than anyone else. The thing about being young is it's got so many advantages. Number one, you've got no responsibilities. You don't have kids, you've got heaps of time on your hand. You just need to work really hard because you can actually work harder than older people who have heaps of other stuff in their life. There's also less to lose. There's nothing to lose when you're young. There's less responsibilities. The risk is far lower. There's so many things going for you when you're young. And in fact, I got so much more business when I was young just because people really loved that I was such a hard worker and I was so dedicated to what I was doing, which is exactly what Bailey said. There's so many benefits for being young, more than being older, and it far outweighs the benefit of a little bit more experience in the industry. So absolutely myth busted. Do not be afraid of your age. Everything's got advantages and disadvantages, and there's more advantages to being young. All right, so myth number 2 is coming through from Devan from Property Boulevard. Let's see what he's got to say.
Hi Dan, it's Devan here from Property Boulevard. Some advice that we received before we started the business was that you needed a lot of funds, hundreds and thousands of dollars to start a real estate business. What we actually found was that you just needed to get out there and just start going out and picking up listings, start picking up business, and the money came from there. So that fear of starting a real estate business because you need a lot of funds is an absolute myth. We busted it. We started with relatively low, very low funds, and we just built it up from there. So yeah.
Thank you, Devan from Property Boulevard. All right, so if you didn't catch that, he was saying that the advice he was given is that you need to have a lot of funds, money, before you go and start your own real estate business. He thinks it's a total myth. I'm going to have to agree and disagree to parts of that argument. Here's the part I disagree to. If you were to go out and start your own real estate business right now and you had zero help from anyone else and you were doing it all on your own, I think you would need a little bit of money up front. You need some initial capital to invest in the business, to build all your marketing, your website, get all your subscriptions, all your suppliers set up, pay for a staff member, maybe some social media help, graphic design, bookkeeping, etc. So there will be some initial, and then there'll be a monthly ongoing cost for that. And I would estimate, let's say for a very small real estate business, 30 to 50 grand up front, and then 10 to 15 grand ongoing costs in the beginning. Devan's situation's a little bit different. So he's busted the myth because he partnered with Plum Partners. And what Plum Partners helps to do is we help agents to create, run, and grow their own business and brand. We actually cover all the fixed costs that I just mentioned. So those initial staff members, the branding, the marketing, the website, the subscriptions, the ongoing back-end administration, trust accounting, all these things that you would have to worry about as the business owner and pay for. So because Devan doesn't have to worry about that and all he has to do is get out there and list and sell and bring some money in, it's a myth for Devan. But starting on your own, possibly not a total myth. All right, today's third myth is coming in from Jackson James of Palmhouse Realty in Cairns. Let's see what he's got to say.
Mate, just to answer your question, one of the pieces of feedback we received before launching is that we struggle to get listings and sellers wouldn't want to list with a small brand. However, we've actually found that's not true because we're actually taking more market share since launching than when we were previously working with a large franchise. So good thing we didn't listen to that advice, and things are going really well on the listings front.
That's one of the biggest myths in real estate. What Jackson said was that he was told people wouldn't list their property with him because he didn't have a big brand. And that is one of the biggest misconceptions in real estate. Quite often, agents get told this kind of stuff from the companies that they work for because the company doesn't want that agent to ever leave and go and start a business in competition with them. So usually that advice comes from the business owner that agent works in. And of course, the business owner wants to protect his business and also wants to discourage agents from going out into competition with them. And they also need to protect the value that their brand is giving to the agent. So of course they say things like this. But the truth is that the clients don't come to a real estate office because of the brand on top. They come to work with the real estate office to work with that specific agent that they know, like, and trust. Real estate's all about relationships. Whoever has the relationship usually wins the listing. The client wants to deal with the agent, and that agent is the brand. We're gonna finish off this session with a myth that I was told multiple times. And actually, my previous boss, when I told him that I was going to go out on my own and start my own business, this is a myth that he told me to try and discourage me from making that move. And that myth is that you have to have a commercial office or, you know, a really professional setup to begin with, to start your business. All right, I didn't. And my boss actually said a really undermining thing to me. I still remember the day I told him I was going out on my own. And he said to me,
"You don't have an office. Where are you going to take the clients to sign the contracts? Into the second bedroom?"
And he said it to me so undermining, like you're an absolute joke, and it made my blood boil. And I just thought to myself, F you, I'll show you. It actually just made me want to go and do it even more. But it did instill a little bit of fear in me. It did make me think, oh, is he right? Will people care? But I'd already made the decision. I was doing it. I'm going out on my own. I don't care. I'm starting it in my apartment. And you know what I found? It didn't matter at all. I had a really good website. People visited my website. They never, think about it. In real estate, no one ever comes into the office anymore. The only time people come to the office is when you invite them in, or possibly when they're coming to drop off keys or pick up keys or something like that. No buyers or sellers just walk into real estate offices anymore. It's all done over the phone, over email, over technology. And so needing a premises is by far one of the biggest myths. You do obviously need a place to work where you're not distracted. So if you're working from home and you've got kids there and they're in your ear, you've probably got to get out of there and find a place where you can actually work. But it's not going to stop clients from wanting to work with you just because you don't have that professional commercial premises. So total myth busted. You do not need it. In fact, the only reason you really need the commercial office is for staff. Once you build a team and you've got like a lot of people to house and you need to keep the team together, you kind of need the space. So you need a space at that point, and it's good for building your culture. Ladies and gents, I hope you got some value out of all of those myths. 4 really big myths in real estate absolutely busted about starting your own business. And hey, if you're watching this, perhaps you're an agent that's looking to do something like start your own business or brand. If you would like any information on how to do that or how Plum Partners could assist you in creating, running, and growing your own real estate brand, then click on the link below in the description. You can also visit our website at www.plumpartners.com.au and fill in your details on the contact page. And one of our team members will get back to you as soon as possible to give you some more information about how we can help. Thank you for tuning in. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.